I'm going to be showing you how to make 28 meals for $28. That includes 7 breakfasts, 7 lunch, 7 dinners, and 7 snacks. So let's get into it. Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I have an extreme budget grocery challenge that I'm going to be doing where I will be sharing our extreme budget meal plan, and this includes 28 meals for $28. So that is 7 breakfasts, 7 lunches, 7 dinners, and 7 snacks. So I'm going to be feeding myself for an entire week only on $28. Now, if you are in Australia, you probably know that is almost impossible. So I'm going to go and do a budget Woolworths haul right now, and I'm going to come back and show you everything that we got in the grocery haul, and then we will go ahead and get into the budget meal plan, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to prepare these meals this week. And hopefully with the meals that I have in mind, we should have a lot of leftover stuff as well. So if you are ready to get into the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and let's get started. So the first thing that I grabbed in this budget grocery haul is a loaf of bread. So this loaf was $1.30, which is super cheap compared to the bread that I usually get. And then I also went ahead and grabbed 8 soft wraps here as well, and they were $2 for this packet at Woolworths. This is the biggest, cheapest pack that you can get. So I did go ahead and grab these. I just think with the bread and the wraps, it's going to help with the carbs to really fill me up during the week. I grabbed a big bag of quick oats this week, so that was $1.40. So that is a huge 750 gram bag that I know is going to last for a couple meals this week. Plus there's going to be plenty left over. If I get hungry between meals, I can definitely make up a little bowl of oatmeal just to help tie me over until the next meal. And I also grabbed a big packet of 12 free range eggs. Now I was pretty disappointed in Woolworths that they didn't have cheaper eggs than this. So these eggs were $4.50 for the carton. The only eggs that I could find cheaper was a 6-pack for $3.50, which really didn't make much sense. So I was pretty disappointed that I couldn't find eggs much cheaper than that, but they were really important to have in this budget haul just to make sure that I was full and had plenty of protein as well. So I still had to get them, but that took a massive chunk of the $28 out, that's for sure. I grabbed a few tins this week for protein. If you've ever been on a budget before, or you are on a budget currently, it is really hard to get meat if you don't already have some in the freezer. So I did go ahead and grab these tins just to help with the protein part of this week. So I grabbed 1 tin of lentils here, the no added salt, which was 80 cents. So that is going to go in place of minced beef in my spaghetti this week. And then I've also grabbed 2 tins of baked beans here. They were 65 cents each. So another super cheap protein packed meal in there as well. Next thing that I grabbed was this Raguletto Napolitana sauce. So this sauce was $1.80 for the jar, which normally you could probably get tomato paste a lot cheaper, but the price difference wasn't that great and that different for the amount of sauce that I needed, whether to get tomato paste or this. It just seems like it will be a lot of flavor, which is something that I will definitely need this week as I don't have much options. I definitely want to be getting the flavor where I can. But also, speaking of flavor, the other thing that I did grab this week was this Parmesan cheese. If you watch my grocery hauls every week, you will know that I do actually use this exact Parmesan cheese. So I did go ahead and grab one of those this week because it did fit into the budget. It was $1.60, and that will go over a lot of the meals for lunch and dinners that I'm having, just to help give it more flavor. Because in this grocery haul, I am not going to be using anything that I have in the pantry cupboard or fridge. I'm just going to be using what I have brought for the $28 this week for all of the meals. For 80 cents, I grabbed a spaghetti pasta 500 gram bag, so that will go a long way for dinners this week. And then I also grabbed a 1 kilo bag of long grain rice, which was $1.40. So again, this and the pasta is going to go such a long way in keeping me full and making meals last longer, just like the bread and the wraps. It's just so important to have these staples in a budget grocery haul, in my opinion. For fruit this week, I did grab a couple options, which you could always change up every week if you are sticking to this budget quite often. And I just grabbed 6 of these mandarins here. So these were 32 cents each. So I spent $1.92 on these ones. And then I also grabbed 2 red apples here. So they were 62 cents each. So they were $1.24 all up. But I definitely needed apples for a recipe that I'm going to be making. Because I'm not going to be using my spices in this week's meal in my pantry, I did go ahead and grab some things for flavor this week. So I grabbed 1 brown onion, which was 45 cents. And then I also went ahead and grabbed 1 capsicum, which was $1.48. This is another thing that I grabbed that we also grab in our usual grocery hauls. These are $1 for a pack of 5. So that is such a good price, and they stretch so far as well. But the one thing that I did notice is that these spaghetti has 500 grams in it for 80 cents. And these packs are only 425 grams all up for the dollar. So you are getting more in here for 80 cents, but the only reason that I did go ahead and spend that extra 20 cents on this one is because these have the flavor sachets in it. It definitely will make a huge difference in changing up flavor this week. I grabbed 1 liter of light milk, but this was $1.45 for this one. For other snacks this week, I also grabbed these muesli bars with the choc chips. That's an 8-pack there, and they were $1.90. And the last thing that I grabbed in this week's budget grocery haul was these mixed veg. So this comes with carrots, peas, corn, green beans, and potatoes, and this was only $1.59 for this huge kilo bag. So that is going to go a long way in this week's meals as well. So that is everything that is in this week's budget grocery haul. I'm going to go ahead and take you along with me this week and show you how I'm going to prepare all of these meals for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks, so that if you are on a really tight budget and you only have $28 and you have nothing in the pantry, I would love to know how you go following this budget meal plan and budget grocery haul. But let's go ahead and get into today's breakfast. So for days 1 through 4, I'm going to be having oatmeal. So I'm just adding about 3/4 of a cup of oatmeal here, only because of the amount of milk that we have. But you can make your oatmeal up with water to make it stretch a lot further, and you can have a lot more in the mornings if you do only have 1 liter of milk, that is. But I'm just going to go ahead and add 1 cup of milk to this. And if it tends to dry out a little bit, I'll just add some water to continue cooking that. But I'm just going to go ahead and cook that in the microwave for about 2 to 3 minutes. Excuse the dirty stove, but while that is cooking in the microwave, I'm just going ahead and adding a pot to the stove with just a little bit of water in it. And then I'm going to be adding this like colander thing at the top here, just so that I can go ahead and steam an apple in that to add on top of my oatmeal this week. So this is my breakfast here today, and for the next 3 days. I love my apples when they're soft and like steamed like this. You can go ahead and just leave them crunchy if you like the crunch in your oatmeal, but you can also go ahead and add cinnamon or maple syrup to this if you have it. But again, for the purpose of this video, I don't want to add anything that I had in the cupboard or pantry. I just want to go ahead and use the staples that I did get for $28, but this is still going to be delicious, and I am so excited to dig in. Days 5 through 7, so for 3 days I'm going to be having baked beans on toast. So I've just got this 420 gram tin of baked beans here in tomato sauce. These were 65 cents each, so super cheap, but I'm going to go ahead and use about 3/4, just over half of one of these today. I do have 2 of these tins, so to make the 2 spread over the 3 days, I'm just not quite going to have a full tin. I do like mine cold on my toast, but you can go ahead and heat these up for a minute in the microwave, but I'm just going to go ahead and put them on cold. And with the leftover baked beans, I'm just going to go ahead and put them into a container in the fridge. You don't want to put them in the fridge in the tin. It's not good to put tins in the refrigerator, so I'm going to go ahead and transfer the rest of these into a container for tomorrow's breakfast. For lunches day 1 through 4, I'm just going to be making a really simple scrambled egg and veggie wrap. So I'm just starting off by adding in my onion and capsicum to the pan first to let that get softer. But if you like yours a little crunchier, you can definitely go ahead and cook the eggs first and then add these at the end. So this is how the egg and vegetable wrap turned out. This looks delicious. I just went ahead and added some Parmesan cheese to the top for extra flavor. So it is day 5 now, and I'm going to be making up sort of like a chicken noodle vegetable soup. So I'm just going to start off by putting some of my mixed veg into this pot to boil for about 15 minutes. I do like mine pretty soft, so I do keep them in a fair bit longer than recommended on the packet. So I'm just going ahead and adding my noodles into this bowl here. Let me know in the comments down below if you like to leave your water in the bowl with your noodles or whether you like to drain them off. I really think that it needs the water to make it more of like a chicken noodly vegetable soup. It changes the meal completely, and it really just makes it, in my opinion, more edible if you have it this way. So I'm just going ahead and adding in the flavor sachet as well to this water, just to really give it like that that chicken stock flavor in the soup or in the water as well, which is kind of like what I'm calling soup. Then I'm just going to give that a little bit of a mix here, and I'm going to just let that sit for a couple minutes just until those noodles cook down. So the mixed veg is now cooked and drained off for the next few days. That will be plenty to add into my lunches, but I'm just going to go ahead and put some of that into my bowl of noodles here. They are cooked and ready to go, and then I'm going to go ahead and divide the rest into a couple of containers. So this will be lunch for days 5 through 7. I am excited that this one actually is going to have a bit of flavor in it from the chicken stock. So it is time for a snack, and for snacks this week for days 1 through 6, I'm going to be having 1 mandarin and 1 of these choc chip muesli bars. But on day 7, I am going to have run out of mandarin, so I will just be having the last 2 muesli bars on that day. So the first dinner that I'm going to be making this week is spaghetti bolognese, except with lentils instead of beef. It makes this meal super cheap. If I can work it out, I'll add it on the screen how much this meal actually costs to make. But I'm just going to go ahead and add in my spaghetti to this boiling water now. I'm not sure if this pot is going to be big enough for all of this pasta, but I'm just going ahead and chucking in the full 500 grams of pasta. This is going to be dinner for a few days now, so I will definitely be thanking myself later that I've gone ahead and meal prepped these so they are ready to go straight out the fridge. So now that my spaghetti is all cooked, I'm going to go ahead and drain that off before adding my sauce and lentils. This is my bowl for tonight. It looks so good. I've just gone ahead and added on some of that Parmesan cheese that I brought in at the grocery haul, and then I also have a whole ton of leftover spaghetti bolognese here. Can you still call it spaghetti bolognese without the beef? I'm not sure about that, but my version of spaghetti bolognese anyway, or budget spaghetti bolognese I should say. But this is delicious. I've already tried a little bit. I haven't tried it with the Parmesan, but I know that's just going to make it taste so much better. So this will be my dinner for the next few nights, and I'm so glad that I've meal prepped it. I will definitely be thanking myself when it gets to dinner time and the kids are going crazy. I can just get their dinner ready, and then I can go ahead and dig into mine. So the next dinner meal that I'm going to be making is fried rice. This is just a meal that goes such a long way. And of course, if you have extras in your fridge and freezer or spices to use, this can be really, really flavorful. But with what I'm using in this week's grocery haul, I still think there's going to be a lot of flavor. So I'm just going to start off by putting in about half a bag of vegetables. For the egg, you could cook this however you like. I'm just simply going to be cooking it in omelette form. And then I'm just going to slice it up and just make it nice and easy to add into the fried rice. But this could definitely turn into scrambled eggs if the omelette doesn't work out, so we'll just see how it goes. So I've just got my pre-cooked rice in the bowl here, and then I'm just going to be adding in those vegetables on top, as well as the egg omelette all chopped up. It did work out, so I've just got that to go in as well. This was 4 eggs and about 1/4 cup of milk to make these. Of course, salt and pepper or soy sauce would make this taste delicious, but with just these flavors, I'm pretty sure it's still going to come together really nicely. But I'm going to go ahead and live on this for the next few nights for dinner. I have half a loaf of bread left over, so I'm going to have toast with this and make up like fried rice sort of toast sandwiches. But I will say I do think this is going to last a lot longer than a few nights, so I will freeze some probably. I can't remember if I mentioned, but that spaghetti bolognese that we made up on the 3rd night, I just could not get through it all. There was so much there that my kids and my partner had to help me eat it. So this grocery haul, this 28 meals for $28, has definitely stretched a lot further than I thought it would. There is still so much left over that I could have had extra snacks and extra meals throughout the day to definitely keep me full. I hope you enjoyed today's extreme budget grocery challenge. I hope it gave you some ideas, especially if you are on a budget yourself. I really do hope that you enjoyed today's video and got some ideas out of it. If you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe down below if you haven't already. And if you're into cleaning motivation, go ahead and check out my other channel. I will leave it linked in the description box down below. I hope you all have a really great week, and I will see you all again really soon. Bye.